Retro consoles have come out of nowhere to become a fixture in the video games market, with a range of companies revamping their old hardware, generally by shrinking it down and including games on its memory. Whether you want to revisit the games of your childhood or play some classic titles for the first time ever, they offer amazing fun without complicated modern setups. So we have made a list of 5 best retro game consoles that will take you to your old days.
Techfluencer delivers a complete buying guide for tech enthusiasts. Here, we try our best to make you pick the best PC components, laptops, and other tech gadgets with brief technical information, pros and cons, ratings, and recommendations. Our tech expert team tests, reviews, and benchmarks thousands of products to come up with the list of the best and latest products, along with recommendations for the viewers. To know what is the best choice for you, watch the full video and check the description for the purchase links.
Starting at number 5, we have the Neo Geo Mini. SNK's Neo Geo Mini is certainly the most unique mini console on this list. It is shaped like a tiny arcade machine, complete with a miniature joystick and a built-in 3.5-inch LCD screen. That shape is a reference to the original Neo Geo's heritage as a hardcore home arcade experience, capable of the kind of 2D graphics that blew its early 90s console rivals away. A generous selection of 40 games includes such classics as King of Fighters, Metal Slug, Fatal Fury, and Samurai Showdown, while you can also hook it up to your TV with optional gamepads. Weighing just 390 grams, it is really small in size and can easily fit perfectly in the palm of your hand. It's a bit pricey compared to Nintendo's classic game systems, but with 40 games, it is worth the consideration of any arcade fan, even if it's not a must-have console. Next up on number 4, we have the ATARI FLASHBACK 8 Gold Deluxe. The ATARI 2600 was one of the most influential game consoles in history, popularizing the whole interchangeable game cartridge system as far back as 1977. The ATARI FLASHBACK 8 Gold Deluxe is a comprehensive way to celebrate this console feel. This HDMI-enabled old-school console packs 120 games covering the iconic likes of Pitfall, Space Invaders, Frogger, and Adventure, and upscales them to 720p in order to make the archaic graphics look clean. It even has two 2.4G wireless controllers, which is a particularly classy touch. However, just in case you prefer wired gaming controllers, this gaming console has ports that you can use to connect them. It has another feature that was seen earlier on the NES Classic. The FLASHBACK 8 Gold will offer pause and resume and same game slots. You can also apparently rewind games a few seconds. If you want to bring the old days back, like all the way back, the ATARI FLASHBACK 8 Gold console is the way to go. At number 3, we have the PlayStation Classic. Sony was not going to be left out of the club, although it took a couple of years for it to catch up to Nintendo and release the PlayStation Classic. It is a solid member of the retro gang too, bringing 3D graphics to the table as well. It does not include the majority of the console's greatest hits, and instead, it opts for some cult classics like Persona and Jumping Flash among a few well-received titles. Using Sony's retro console is therefore a lot less like walking down the memory lane, an experience we had with the SNES Classic and NES Classic Mini, and a lot more like a sample platter of what the PlayStation had to offer 20 years ago. It comes included with 2 original PlayStation controllers that literally changed the way of playing on that time, with 4 shoulder buttons and an ergonomic design for perfect grip. You could spend quite a bit of time here playing Metal Gear Solid, Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and Final Fantasy VII. But we don't think it has quite the same retro nostalgia feel as the other consoles on this list. Now, at our number 2, we have the Sega Genesis Mini. If you're a Sega fan from a time when Sonic had just arrived and the biker mice from Mars was still a thing on TV, you are in luck, because the Sega Genesis Mini will take you to that time again. It's got everything you would want from a mini console, including a great little recreation of the original console itself, brilliant controllers, an easy setup, and, all importantly, a superb collection of games. Thanks to 42 all-time classic games, which load up super quickly, the Genesis Mini offers better value for money than most. Whether you were there for Sega's Mascot, Sonic, or other classics like Earthworm Jim and Streets of Rage 2, you'll find a classic to enjoy for sure. It's also compatible with third-party controllers because of its USB ports, meaning you can use alternative wireless controllers if the 2 included wired controllers are not working for you. Sega might not have made it in the long run, but the Sega Genesis certainly has its place in many gamers' hearts. Finally, at number 1, we have the Super NES Classic Edition. Nintendo's original NES system launched in the mid-1980s and almost single-handedly revived the dormant video game industry with heroes like Mario, Samus, and Link. The Super NES Classic Edition system looks and feels just like the original 90s home console, except it's super small. The console comes preloaded with 21 video games, included some of the best video games ever made, such as Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, and Donkey Kong Country. Because of the 16-bit processing power, most of the developers made use of classic pixel art graphics for the games, and because of it, they are still gorgeous and fully enjoyable in 2020. This retro game console also features one of the best controllers in gaming history, building on the design of the NES gamepad with 2 additional face buttons, 2 shoulder buttons, and the same pixel-perfect directional pad for playing classic platformers and fighting games. The Nintendo Super NES Classic Edition is a miniature SNES filled with fantastic games from the 16-bit era and is a must-have for any fan of classic console gaming. So that was all about the 5 best retro game console for you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and comment below to let us know your thoughts. And subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this on your feed.